All right. All right, we are back. We are live. We are on the air. Crystal Lake Fridays, as always. JEVM and OG off the top. Let me just fix that a little bit so I can see everything. I like to be able to see the stream while I'm streaming. And yeah, YouTube did me again. Not only did they screw up the start time, even though I had set it to 8:30, I went to click the stream live and it said, sorry, live streaming isn't available right now. Please stop and restart a new stream. I hit finish to end the stream. The stream goes live. So YouTube, thanks again as always for your wonderful technology. And Google, you've done a bang up job since you bought YouTube and took it over. I'll probably get the stream struck down for even starting to criticize Google and YouTube. But hey, I'm in a very wrangling mood. So let's get right into it. I hope you're all doing well. I have a lot of energy. I've got a lot of vitamins in me. Real vitamins. It's B12, nothing illicit. I'm not making a joke. But I hope you guys are doing well. I know OG and M's starting off the night well with a couple drinks, which is always good. And here we go into Crystal Lake Fridays. I didn't turn the music up. So let me just change the audio setting, even though I hit apply the volume settings. For some reason, we do not have music. We do not have audio for some reason. Is the audio muted? It is not. Let's see what's going on in the chat. OG says run M at trick start time. Far away. IJV says Detroit, by the way. Oh yeah, you went to Detroit, man. How was that? He said was not too bad. Just glad to be back in good old Ireland. Glad you could make it back, man. That's a quick turnaround going. Did you go for like almost a week? Because I know you said you were leaving on Saturday, I believe, which would have been, it would have already been Saturday when we wrapped up your time. M says, my wife broke my last beer, OG, so I'm drinking a real drink tonight. Oh yeah, what are you drinking, M? Got some scotch, some whiskey. GV and OG and M are talking to each other. Mr. Matthews says it's probably related to the crash last night. Pete, it's the creatures. They're making it look like an accident. I hear you. Now, we still don't have audio. We're going to have to restart the goddamn game. And I'm already sweating because I said I'm in a pretty testy mood. Even though this week hasn't been that bad. This week has been better than the last few. I know some other people might be having a rough week. And if they are, hope this Friday helps a little bit. But yeah, without having the music, that's really annoying. I need to put some music. I need a music track to play when there's no audio. I can just play that song over in loop, but I think it would be a little loud. Maybe I should develop my own synth wave. Another project, that I'll never get finished. I'm a man of ideas, not of results occasionally. So let's get right to it, Deborah. GV says, I got whiskey like I normally do before you start the stream. Nice. Mr. Matthews has a 7-Up, a pink lemonade and vodka. Nice. It's a good mix too, man. OG says, I'm drinking wine. Gargoyles are the response to it. I don't know if you guys can hear any sound, but I don't have any sound, so we're going to probably have to restart after this game. Mr. Matthews says, play Yakety Sax, Pete. Is that in the YouTube free library? I just want to play stuff we're not going to get. That is the game. That's already the. I don't want to get a copyright strike. That is already the name of the night. Grateful Not Dead. Because people who watch the Bits and Pieces, and occasionally they wear the shirt on this stream. No, I'm a Grateful Dead fan. Old school stuff, not the later stuff like the original lineup. But that's a great name. Grateful Not Dead because they're playing a horror game. They're grateful they're not dead. Bo! That is the first punny good name of the night. So, OG says, I was afraid you'd riot over the beer shortage, but you overcame adversity. Oh no, you can hear me, OG. I know my sound is okay, but there's no music. The music's not playing because I always have the audio turned down, and then I crank it back up as the stream gets ready to go live. I've been saying it since forever, 53 streams now. I need to figure out on OBS on Streamlabs how you have two inputs on the desktop on the audio settings where you can have the game and you can have my sound, but I can also have music in the background as I bring the show live. So one day I'll get there. One day we will all get there. Johnny, what's going on? He says he's popping in before work. Hope you're doing well, Johnny. Thanks for stopping by. I'm not sure what's on Joe Bob tonight. I saw Darcy talking earlier in the week, but she was talking about how she's always banned on Twitter during the shows because she tweets at too many people, so she had to make her own account, a second account. GV says, just finished Red Dead Redemption 2. Ah, nice. For the 15th time today. Red Dead Redemption 2. And Mr. Matthew says, yep, I took those lemons life gave me and mixed a drink out of them. Sweet. But overall, I gotta say, I'm in a pretty decent mood. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm in an okay mood. It'll be a salt-free stream until I get into a group of idiots. But I gotta say, this game is a bit challenging without sound, because I can't hear if there's any sounds around me. And I'm sure the stream isn't too exciting without the audio. So we're just gonna play this one game, and as soon as we die, I'm probably gonna have to reload the game. So I'll go back to the wait screen where you have to watch my cool logo that I created like 4 years ago that I really need to update. More things to take my time up. Get back to After Effects and Illustrate. Lessons, I mean. More things to take my time up. Johnny, oh yeah, Cannibal Holocaust. I did hear that. Darcy was talking about that because she was saying how she's a vegan and pro-animal. That it took her a while to get to it, but it was worth the wait. I believe that's what her feedback was on that movie. So the key's over here. Mr. Matthew says, Pete, Stacy wants to make sure Joe is in there with you. She is. She's on the couch. She's asleep on the couch. I need to get a Joe cam, a Joe Lee cam, for during the stream. You guys can see what she's doing. She'd probably get more views than I do. She's definitely the star attraction. All right. Oh, don't want to drop the pocket knife. Hey guys, need a pocket knife? Ah. But yeah, I had it all set up. Johnny says, Mr. Matthews says Cannibal Holocaust is not a B movie. It is not. Johnny says, currently sitting on a sweet offer to get Canada's finest horror movie, My Bloody Valentine. Nice. My Bloody Valentine is awesome. The original and the remake. The remake's pretty decent too. No sound, Monza. Can we get out of here? Inti, what's going on? How are you doing? I was just going to say, glad you can make it. I was just going to say that this is it. We are here. This is Crystal Lake Fridays. We've been here for a while, but this week, I wasn't able to stream earlier in the week. I wanted to save it till Friday, but we're a couple days out of the 3rd year anniversary of this game. This game came out on May 26th, 2017, so happy birthday, and thank you, as always, Gun Media, for everything you did, even though the game's pretty much dead now. It really changed gaming for me as well. Oh, come on. Stupid retro Jason. At least I got some shots then. Tommy, what the hell? Tommy left me? Tommy left me to die, man. How are you going to do a Deborah like that? Haha! Get in the car, Tommy! Go! Go, go, go! Go, go, go! We should play some more games with sound off. Tommy! Tommy's got the skills. He's gonna get us out of the camp. Jason just got dummied again. Get in the car, Vanessa. Don't wait. Don't wait. Go! What are you doing? Commentating from the backseat. I'm a backseat driver. Deborah, you're such a backseat driver. I tell ya. Woohoo! We're out! 1-0 off the top without the sound. Now we need to fix the sound, people. Tech! What's going on, Megatech? What's going on? Well, Grateful Not Dead is not dead anymore. not dead anymore, exactly. Alright, let's see if I can fix this audio issue. What is going on here? Maybe if I turn the sound off again? Apply modified settings. Audio settings. Master settings. Apply. And still nothing. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait till this match wraps up, and then I'm gonna pop out. And yeah, this is the last person hiding in a cabin. I'm gonna have to close the game again and reload, guys. I do apologize, but we need some audio. As much as I love improving, and you all know I do, I've only got so much in the tank in terms of that before it becomes repetitive. I'll turn into Michael Scotch before you know it, or maybe I'll do Michael Klump, some more impressions. Text says, guess who's back? Back again. Mr. Matthews says the girl on the stick was pretty realistic, talking about Cannibal Holocaust. Inti says, funny, after 3 years, this game is still going strong. Predator is all but vanished from memory now. Yep. It just didn't have the groundwork, man. There was such a swell, Inti. It was a void that needed to be filled in. Predator as well needs a good game. There hasn't really been a good Predator game, but Friday the 13th needed one after the NES game. And because it never had another release other than that, unless you count that awful Commodore 64 game I streamed once. And it was all that grassroots about the Kickstarter. I love that time. Love that time. I was so excited. OG says, Mon's the time. Vroom. Inti says they had to present the girl on the stake in court to prove the director didn't kill his actors. Oh, Cannibal Holocaust. Tex says, Arnold's Dutch is in Predator hunting grounds now. Yeah, I did hear that they released that update. OG says, what are y'all watching? No, don't tell me. Mr. I says, Predator didn't get big. It kind of did, but Dead by Daylight got an update, and that's what everybody was talking about this week. Everybody's talking about, I had to pause it because it wouldn't let me load this game because it was downloading the update as soon as I updated Steam. Open Steam, thing updated, started downloading the Dead by Daylight update. Yes, that's why I mentioned it. You played quite a bit of the Predator NES last weekend. I don't know how you do it, man. OG says more wine. TechCom says working on my latest Terminator. What if? If it is mostly altered footage of the T1 ending, but after that it'll be images and summarizing what comes after. GEV says hopefully you will not be in a group of amateurs, and if you play as Jason, let us hope you didn't get in a pocket knife group. Yo, please, GEV, please let that be true. The worst is the pocket knife group that know all the timing of the game. Like when you're in the stun animation, they're just waiting for you to come out. Yeah, that's it. Call Tommy even though we've already escaped. Way to go, Tiffany. Way to go. But yeah, this is good. This is good. But yeah, like I said off the top, hope you guys are all doing well. I know we're still dealing with a lot of stuff, but let's enjoy our Friday. I'm here to cut loose. Hope you guys are too. Keep it as PG as possible. You know me. I drop a couple expletives a stream. That's what I limit myself to. Try to be considerate. Oh, free kick. That player is 130. I love the free kick. Love that. Boom. Soccer kick. Goal! NT says, Mr. Matthews, Pink Arnold riding on scorpions, just like the movie. Exactly. What do you mean? You can't ride on a red scorpion? Mr. I says, saw people playing the demo, but once the game came out, not so much. Yep. I haven't bought it yet. It was too expensive. Too expensive. And I think they made a misstep of saying that this game was dead. They said it just before the game came out and after it came out again. That even regardless of the lawsuit, this game is dead, the Friday the 13th game. You killed a lot of hope there. You killed a lot of hope. But I've ranted on this stream many times. Dead by Daylight is an okay game. It's a good game, but it's not this game. There's something about this game that's special. Even with its, I'll be frank, crappiness, glitchiness, problems, it's just something special. So we're going to have to drop this lobby because I'm going to restart the game, guys. So just give me a few minutes. I'm going to put this back up. And I'm going to quit. So you don't have to look at my desktop. You can at least look at the GIF I made, and we'll play some music in the go-between. Where's my horror music? Where's my horror music thing that I always play for? What do you call it? The bits and pieces. Just play some eerie copyright-free music free to use in any of your videos. GV says, hold up, is that Retro Jason? If it is, then I cannot look when he is in the light. It was Retro Jason, but we never saw him in the light. We never saw him in the light, Mr. Matthews, except when he stopped the car for us, when I got the car stopped. I don't know how we survived that, but I'll take it. Mr. Matthews says, shooting bubbles and enemies from other NES games. It just didn't catch on like Friday the 13th. No, it didn't, Mr. I. You're right. You're totally right. It did not. I'm just going to turn that down because we've got the sound back. We'll just fade it out slowly and just go back to our previously scheduled game, Friday the 13th, as we load into it again. That was a decent group though because we won. That's why I lived. Those guys were great. JV says the gang is all here. Just needs Snowdub. I'm sure he'll be along eventually at some point in the night. Johnny says, anyone see the horror movie House of the Devil? I really digged it. I don't think I'm familiar with that one. While we're loading here, let's see. House of the Devil. Not the Rising Sun. Not a House of the Dead either. House of the Devil. Interesting. In 1983, financially struggling college student Samantha Hughes takes a strange babysitting job that coincides with a full lunar eclipse. She slowly realizes her clients harbor a terrifying secret, putting her life in mortal danger. Oh yeah, and I saw that the new Netflix show with Steve Carell, Space Force or whatever, started today. All right, as we load in, GV says, "Be right back. Need to get more whiskey. Sounds good." NT says the Predator game feels really limited. I can't explain why. Friday the 13th is very similar, but feels so much bigger. Even though Friday the 13th, even though in Friday the 13th you're always doing the same objectives and very similar maps, I don't grow bored of it. With Predator, you play it once you've seen it all. Joe Bob says Johnny says Joe Bob played it last year. I finally watched that episode last weekend. Ah, okay, so it was in last season. I must not have watched that one yet. Let me just put my phone on DND. And Mr. I says, true, NT. I get bored of Predator after a match or two. Nothing is going on. I just found it very generic at times, I gotta say. The Predator looked amazing, looked really cool, but playing as the soldiers, it just felt very generic. Where this one has more character. I feel the game just has a bit more character. Even though, like, with all its warts, all its problems, I'd rather play this. It's just more fun. Mr. Matthews says, Pete, I think your background game is stuck. Let me take a look. Oh, it got to the load screen. Let me reset it. I thought I had it in a demo. Whoa. Ah. PlayStation controller on the floor. Is that Retro Jason again? No. Just part 3. Now we have some sound. Just gonna make sure the sound didn't turn up. It's pretty loud. But maybe because I did a sound without audio in my ears. I usually try to keep the sound down, so... Oh, it's a glitch game. We're in a glitch game. We got Fox. Where's the fox? Mr. I says the Predator game feels like it's not complete, if you get what I mean. Well, maybe they'll do something like happened with Friday the 13th, because they worked on that a lot, so give them some time. I know it's IllFonic, but I don't think a lot of the original devs from this game, from Gun Media, are involved in that. And I think it might just be a lack of passion as well. The passion that they brought to this one. Lightning in a bottle. You can't do it twice. And cliche, etc. But you guys get what I mean. Zombie, what's up? He says I'm late, but Mr. M ate all the brain pizza. That was me earlier, man. I've been eating like pizza like crazy. That's normally Friday's like burger day for me, but not this week, man. I ordered this like crazy Pizza Hut deal early in the week, and I've been eating it since Tuesday. You heard me right. I had that much left over. It was awesome. And that might be why I'm so wired. All that pizza. Not like slowing me down like a huge burger would. But hey, we're here. It's Friday night. Let's enjoy. Take a look at the map. Whoa. Inti says, I'd say Friday the 13th has 100 times more personality than Predator. It feels like a mediocre military shooter with Predator. Finally, Friday the 13th feels truly unique. That's what I mean. I hear ya. I felt like I was playing Call of Duty at times when I was playing as the military. And like I said, this game has its limitations. I'm not gonna deny that, but I'll take it. So we got nothing. There's nothing going on here. I've checked all those cabins. Guess we'll head north again. OG says I do that. Get a Pizza Hut special and eat it for days. Oh yeah, man. I got the triple threat box. My buddy was telling me about it at work, so kudos to him. Thanks for the tip. That was amazing. And I had a coupon. I had like a $10 off coupon, so pizza for days on sale. So can't go wrong with that. Mr. Matthew says, zombie, you can have the last piece, but I should warn you the cat sneezed on it. That's why it didn't get eaten. The zombie cat sneezed on it? Text us today, my stepdad and I got Rosanna's Pizza and watched Superman, the movie, and Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut. Nice! Yeah, the Donner cut is good, Mega. Jez loves talking about that. We were going to do a watch party of that back in the day, the Donner cut. Zombie Cat says, typical. Uh-oh. Fox is in trouble. There's a classic. There's a day one move. Not these stupid glitch guys. Hide behind the wall. Tech says, I think Predator will get better once they add Valverde, 1987, Los Angeles, 1997 maps. That could be the case. Like I said, it might be Friday 13th all over again. Is he in stealth? If I go out there, am I getting killed? Who cares? It's Fox. She's a terrible character anyway. If we die, we die. If we survive, we survive. That's how I look at it. Inti says, best part in Richard Donner cut is General Zod mowing the soldiers down with his M16 and realizing he enjoys this human weapon. In the OG cut, he just walks in frame holding a machine gun. Yup. Mr. Matthews says, I used to watch Superman 4 over and over when I was a kid. I thought the thing was the greatest as a kid. But that was another great watch party we did. Mr. Matthews says, or Mr. I says, don't insult COD like that. Predator is nothing like COD. Predator is more like Doom. I just meant first-person shooter. Sorry if I misspoke in that. But to me, COD and Doom somewhat feel different. But sometimes they feel similar. If you know what I mean. But if that's your jam, that's all good. It's just not something that draws my interest too closely. I know that they have one of the... I think World War II is free on PlayStation this week. But I don't know if I'm going to be going back to that after getting hacked. That's for sure. But Doom has its moments as well. Tech says, never saw the theatrical Superman, and honestly I'm better off because I hear it was so silly with the amnesia kiss and the plastic wrap shield. Yep. That was all I had seen as a kid. I thought that was the movie. Whoa. OG said I had beta. Nice. I remember we rented a beta player once. And a VHS. I think the first one we got was VHS. Tech said Superman 2, yep. Johnny says, well, my breakfast game just stepped up. Got quality cast iron waffle maker. Nice, man. Nice. Cast iron is the way to go, that's for sure. Get away from my gas, bro. Where did I leave the gas? Somebody took the battery. Where's the battery? Why do you have the battery? GV says, hey, I'm back. Sorry it took so long. I just made popcorn. I see you got the sound fixed. I did, and no problem. I just reset the game. Jenny says, now I want a crossover game with Jason in the Predator jungle. Jason versus Predator. That'd be a good matchup. Tech says, to me, the best part was General Zod thinking he depowered Superman only to have his hand crushed by Superman. Mr. I says that Richard Donner cut the one with care to step outside rather than the corny freedom of the press line. Mm-hmm. And he says, Superman, General, care to step outside, Zod. Come, son of Jor-El, kneel before Zod. That was definitely in the OG cut. Teflon flakes. Oh, not really doing much, just reading the chat out loud. And Inti says there's no Lois Lane following in the river into the undercut. Oh, Niagara Falls gets sidelined? Oh no. What a loss. Let's get a weapon. I'm just going to make a run for it. Out. Oh, nobody's been here yet? Car keys? Jeez. Give me a pocket knife, please. Nobody's been in these cabins yet? What are people slacking? JV says, yeah, Jason versus Predator would be a good matchup. He would. That would be. That would be. That'd be a good what if. Like, who'd win? Tech says, don't know if I'll get Superman 3 or 4. I do like Superman versus Clark Junkyard Brawl in 3. It inspired me to do something similar with Blue Shogun, albeit under different circumstances. Running into the fall, into the wall. So we got nothing. No pocket knives. Mr. S says that was a good scene. Which one does she shoot Clark in? Indy says Niagara Falls is in it, but Lois doesn't jump into the river. That scene has been replaced with Lois shooting Clark at point blank range to prove her theory. That's it. So there you go, Mr. I. That's in the Donner cut. And it's not that scene where she jumps off to prove, be like, hey, you're Superman. More firecrackers. Text says, by the way, in my main channel, I posted a video on the planned Marvel Superman #1 by John Byrne and Jim Shooter that never saw the light of day. It inspired my Superman pastiche Mythman. OG says no Wolfman movie being made. My favorite was 1940 version, but other one was okay. Oh yeah, man. I'll go with another Wolfman. It's not as long as it's a Wolfman. But we won't open that can of worms. Unless we do. Well, I've got a long way to go, or everybody else has a long way to go because they're all over on the other side. So I'm just going to run this way. Man, Fox has bad stamina. She's worse than Deborah. And Deborah has some bad stamina. But I also I don't have any perks set on Fox. Like, literally nothing. I'll catch up on the chat in a minute, guys. Just want to see where the cops show up. Neither. Wow, we got a long way to go. Stop stumbling. Indeed says Donner Cut has no Mount Rushmore. Instead, they bring down the Washington Monument. Texas Niagara Falls is still in the Donner Cut, but it's the kid who falls and not Lois. Lois jumps out of the Daily Planet window. Mr. Matthews says another Wolfman movie. When are they going to revisit Creature from the Black Lagoon? There you go. I hear that. And he says that's the biggest tragedy. I like the cheesiness of seeing the Kryptonian faces in Mount Rushmore. That was a pretty good scene. In the theatrical. IJV says that fact that Fox has not died yet is impressive. Is what I'm gonna say. I know. But I think Jason tried the one run at me and then just took off after other ones. The player has 4 kills, so they're either terrible or the player is somewhat decent. So I think I don't know. Unless he's camping. He could be right at the door. Could be right at the door. Mr. I says, I thought Man of Steel was a great movie. It had its moments. It definitely had its moments. See you later, bro. And Fox gets out. Mr. Bradley says, OG, are they rebooting again, or are they still trying to do the Dark Universe? I think they're taking the movies they had planned and just making them separate, saying, oh, we never had a Dark Universe planned. There was no Dark Universe. What are you talking about? Dark Universe? What is that term? These are all independent horror movies. That's what I think they're doing, like they did with The Invisible Man. Tech says, Mythoman, the man of myths, the man of legend. He debuts in the 30s and he gives blood donations that go into medicines that extends humans' life. So he looks like he's in his 30s every day, even by today. Inti says the kid also falls in the OG cut. Lois noticed Clark wasn't there and decides to jump in the river. Clark convinces her she's wrong. Then he falls into a fireplace. And the secret is that's it, when he goes into the fireplace, because he gets all wet. Niagara Falls. Canada. The Canadian side. With the old school that's still there, the rotating restaurant, hotel, the Niagara Falls Tower. Mr. I says the musical score and fight scenes in Man of Steel were amazing. Music was pretty good, that's for sure. Mr. Matthews says, I totally did not hate Man of Steel. I never understood the outrage over the end. Tech says, okay, never saw the theatrical Superman 2. Let's just go on to the next player if there are any. I don't think there are. Yeah. Because Jason left. Because Jason took his little game and went home. He's like, no, I'm out of here. No. I didn't like that. Mr. Matthews says that I really, really liked what's-his-face as General Zod. He was a lot more threatening than the original what's-his-face actor. Nice. OG says Variety article today talks about relaunch with Ryan Gosling. There you go. Like I said, I think they're just taking the same ideas they had announced before. I'm sure Cub's getting another retrospect ready. Texas Terrence Stamp. He also played former Chancellor Valorum in Phantom Menace. Former Chancellor Valorum. Jason GEV says, I think Jason is slacking off and he might be camping. I mean, who would camp by the cops if he had 4 kills? That guy, apparently, because we ran right past him. Mr. Matthews says, Ryan Gosling? Huh. Interest peaked. And Inti says, I saw it so many times on my Betamax tape, it burned into my mind. It blew me away as a little kid. I also had Superman 3, but 2 was always my favorite. Tech says, Johnny Lawrence next, please. It's not 10 yet. Tech, but we can switch. We can switch it up. We'll go for a match with Chad early, but I got to go back to Deborah. I got to give Deborah some love. Tech says, yeah, I like Superman the movie too, but the Donner cut was better in my opinion. And Mr. Ice says, nah, bro. Man of Steel was awesome. The entire movie. It was pretty good. It felt like I don't know. At the ending, I didn't really have a problem. It was more like Clark finding himself moments, like a college road trip movie. I know that... I'm not saying it was bad. I'm not saying it was like Justice League bad or anything like that, that's for sure. It had its moments. It had potential. I just wish we got a second one. I wanted to see where they could take it. Where Snyder could take it. Zach, not Derek. But yeah, we're getting the Snyder Cut. What do you guys think of that? We're getting the Snyder Cut Justice League. The fans did it. Tech says Man of Steel gets a pass. It's Batman versus Superman that butchers. Thank you, that's it. BVS. Thank you, Tech. That's what I was thinking. BVS or Justice League. I remember taking my little, at the time, my little brother, like big brother, little brother. I took him to Batman versus Superman. I was like so excited, and he was all excited. I was like, "Oh, this is awful." So I think I told the story before about it with Halloween because I took him in when he might have just been almost 17 so I guess I was pretty close, like 16 and a half to Halloween 2018. I was like, "I'm sorry, like this, this should have been a lot better than it was." Mr. Matthews says, "Gauntlet throwing down to the ground." The gauntlet is down. Mr. Ice says, Betamax. Wow, you took it back. Yeah, Betamax, man. All about Betamax. I remember Betamax being in like video rental stores. Like my convenience store would have them. By the time they were out of actual video rental stores like Blockbuster, you could still go and like convenience stores would have them. I'd be like, oh yeah. Because I remember I bought a couple sealed James Bond Betamaxes later on when I was in school with my allowance. I'm like, yeah, I'll take those. hold on to them. Still got them. OG says, I believe these cheap non-woke horror movies are the future. 7 mil can get you like 40 Halloween or 100 Invisible Men. Yeah, man, they're just... No, thank you. No, thank you. Oh, I thought you meant they are woke, like Invisible Man. I misread. Yeah. Non-woke, cheap-made horror movies, like a B movie, let's do it. But I thought you were talking about Invisible Man, because I agree. That movie looks woke. I haven't watched it yet, so I'm probably not going to check it out too soon. Tex says, got to give Deborah some loving, dude. Ah, she's got to get... She's the star of the show as the counselor. She's like the first half. We talked about this last week. From 8:30 till 10, that's Deborah time. After that, it's Kensington. It's time for Cobra Kai. Kensington School is in. Mr. I says, I'm old enough to remember cassette tapes. Cassette tapes were the bomb, man. Making mixtapes. I love that stuff. You make mixtapes for friends or girls you like. Yeah, it's a great time. Even 8-tracks. I remember like my dad and my grandparents having 8-tracks. I've still got a bunch collected over the years. Mr. I says we agree to disagree on that one. That Justice League was terrible. That movie was so bad. That's another one that I was super disappointed in. Really disappointed. GV says, where is she? Where is she? I don't think we're leaving the room, guys. I think we got another glitch on our hands. Like, Uji says new cut can't hurt. We'll probably get a lot more Cyborg, because I know a lot of that was cut down in the movie. I gotta say, the Cyborg character was probably the best part of that movie. Tex says the Snyder cut might not be any better, but it's up to the viewers to decide. It's really about giving the fans a choice. Some people prefer Superman 2 theatrical, whereas I prefer the Donner cut. I may like SC. Mr. says Betamax was the HD DVD. Good comparison. Angie says Batman vs. Superman was so boring. I was watching my clock to see how long was left. I can't remember the last time I did that in any movie, and I sat through the Dungeons and Dragons movie. Yeah, man, that movie really drug out. Like this, I remember when they were doing the scene when Batman's driving the Batmobile and Superman steps in front of it. I'm like, how much longer is this movie? like, come on, getting uncomfortable in my seat. Mr. I says BVS was so Ben Affleck. Yep. I would have preferred them to do like a spoof movie, like have Kevin Smith involved and do like a comedy-esque take on it. Mr. I says, I thought Henry Cavill was excellent as Superman, perfect casting. I think he had issues with almost every other casting choice in the DC universe. I heard this week that Cavill's back in talks to come back as Superman. Is that legit? Has that been confirmed? I didn't look into it because I've been trying to stay off social media because of all the other things going on. But I did see that. OG says Betamax has superior picture quality but shorter running time due to smaller tapes. Yep. Higher quality tapes but couldn't fit the longer stuff on it. Mr. Matthews says, NT LOL. I'm pretty sure I saw D&D in the theater. I haven't thought about it since until just now. Was that the one from like the 90s or the early 2000s? I want to say Jamie Foxx. Was he in that? Dungeons and Dragons? I might be thinking of a different movie. GV says, I think so. I think we're going to have to quit this one, guys. Because we're not getting... We took the L. We took the win there. I don't have an escape button. I can't cancel the game. We're stuck in the room. It's one of those nights again. Look at the stars in the skies. Let's count all the stars, okay? We'll start over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'd say about 5,000. Let's just go with that. Jumped a bit there, but a bit of an estimation. Text says BVS had some good moments, but it truly was meddled by studio interference. Haven't seen the Ultimate Edition, but some say it's better. I have seen the Ultimate Edition, and there's a little bit more to it in terms of the dream sequence when he's in the nightmare world with the what are they called? The flying bugs. It really doesn't add anything to it for me. I did watch it though. OG confirmed Cavill is back. Nice. Cavill is back. Mr. I says, when I first saw Justice League, I thought it was a comedy Well, it had a lot of comedy bits in it because Josh Whedon got in there and took the script and tried to turn it into like a Buffy movie or Firefly after that it already been mixed by Snyder to be something completely different. So it just totally didn't. Totally didn't. Text says, "Why is the screen frozen? Lobby, the lobby. We never got let back to the lobby. The game crapped out yet again." OG says, "Saving role." And Mr. I says, "D&D is the shit." Mr. Matthews says, "Did you see the movie OG with Jeremy Irons and Thora Birch?" Mr. I says, "I felt like Batman for Superman was just Batfleck in a stupid-looking suit." And JV says, "I think you're glitched." We are, but I can't close the game. The escape button's not working. I have no functionality. All I can do is this. The buttons don't work. Mouse buttons don't work. I'm going to have to close the game again, guys. I'm going to have to close again. So let me just read the chat, and then I'm going to reset the game. Again. Text says, "I'll take Superman." Text says, "I'll take Cavill's return over another attempt at a Supergirl flick." OG says, "Push the NPC character forward and run away." And he says, "Jeremy Irons and his crazy antics in Dungeons and Dragons is the funniest part." That's who's in it. Jeremy Irons. Now I remember it. OG says, "Of course I saw it, M." Mr. Matthews says, "It's the creatures. They're making it look like an accident." Damn you, creatures! Damn you all to hell! Mr. I says, "Now it's the D20 system. Roll it. Roll that 20-sided dice." And we came up not a good roll on this game. So just give me a second, guys. I'm gonna have to shut this game down. I don't have a mouse cursor. I'm gonna have to Control-Alt-Delete this babe. I might lose us. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Ugh. Got it. Be right back, lady. Be right back, gentlemen. Be right back. Let's turn on some more. No, not that one. How about... Is this the one? Yeah. We'll play that. We'll play that until... Tech says WTF. OG says 5 beer movie. And TechCom says Parademons. Thank you, Parademons. Yeah, there's some extended scenes of that. Of Batman in that universe. But, meh. And Mr. I says the D&D movie was awful. Mr. Matthew says, "I also really hated the Flash character. Super annoying and not funny." Yep. Tech says the best D&D I've seen is the 80s cartoon with Vanguard as the villain. Yeah, man. The 80s cartoon was great. The 80s D&D cartoon. There you go, man. That stuff was great. The game's not loading, by the way, guys. So I'm having a bit of an issue. There it goes. What the heck is going on tonight, man? What is going on tonight? OG says, "Indeed, Mr. I. That's why I used 5. You need 5 beers." Mr. I says they made a second one too. To D&D? They did? JV says, "Oof, not again." Yep, we're dead again. So we're in the wait screen again. Just turn that off because I got the sound playing in the background. Oops, that's not it. That's what we want. We don't want that feed up. No controllers here. No Elgato input here. Inti says, "I had fond memories of the Dungeons and Dragons and cartoon from the 80s, so I went to it to see it, expecting something similar. Instead, we got Jeremy Irons being crazy, a guy in blue lipstick, and Damon Wayans." That's the Damon Wayans, yeah. That's who it is, not Jamie Foxx, Damon Wayans. Mr. I says, "Now Lord of the Rings was the D&D movie we should have... the D&D movie should have been." Yeah, exactly. The Lord of the Rings were great movies. The Hobbits, not so much. I think they stretched the Hobbits out too much. I'm very critical of those movies. It didn't need to be 3 movies. The third movie was just a cash grab. It should have been 2 movies like the original plan was. They stretched out in the third movie. The second movie was just like, oh, look, we got to see Smog, and then, oh, look, Bartertown is burning. That's the 2 things that happened in that movie. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Not Bartertown. That's Mad Max. You're on Thunderdome. Bartertown! Lake Town. Mr. Matthews says, how was the World of Warcraft movie, though? It was okay. I watched it. I used to play WoW like crazy. I never really talked about it here on the stream because I'm a recovered WoW player. Back in the day, I used to play like game like crazy. Like to the point where I would be up all night streaming. Up all night raiding, I mean. I'd be up all night raiding. I had a West Coast raid guild for some reason. And I'd fall asleep on my keyboard and have to get up for work in like an hour or so the next day. Oh, that could be us. Nah, it's not. It is not us. Tech says, we're experiencing some technical difficulties. Please stay on the line. Well, we're back. We are back. OG says, good decision, Jason. Mr. I says, yep. They made a second one, which was actually not too bad. I haven't seen that. I didn't even know it was a thing. Oh, and Jason quit. 3-0. 3-0.
I didn't get my nigger.
Oh, really? Don't get that stuff on my stream. Get out of here with that trash. Tex says the only Flash scene I liked was his head falling on Wonder Woman's breastplate. We all wish we were him in that scene. Mr. I says it was still corny, but better than the first one. Mr. I says, what is it? Could be rats, right? No, sir, I'm afraid it's not. Well, whoever they are, they better respect the chain of command. Mr. I says the Hobbit was terrible. I didn't mind the first one. I still found it a bit stretched. And I had a problem with Thorin being like such a like strong and good looking actor. Like, come on, they're supposed to be dwarves. Dwarves don't look like that. They're supposed to look like Gimli. It's like you see Gimli, and then in the next movie, all these dwarves are like beautiful creatures. I'm like, what? This is not a dwarf. Come on, dude. Come on. And there were some dwarves that looked like normal dwarves, like Balin and Fallon and Keely. Keely, actually, I think was one of the prettier ones, but come on, dude. Like, come on. But yeah, as requested, we will switch to Kensington for a match. Oh my god, we're back in the guide. Just shut up, bro. Who's got the map? It's that bro guy. Bro. Mr. Matthews, let's see what we got here. A text says, speaking of Lord of the Rings, we were going to get one in 1981. Instead, we got Excalibur, which isn't a bad substitute. Well, we had the not Ralph Bakshi. Was it Bakshi who did that first movie? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. The guys from Heavy Metal did the first Lord of the Rings movie. We got the first part. We had an animated Hobbit movie as well back then. Those are both really good. They just never finished them. Mr. Matthews says the Smaug scene was brilliant. Just showed how great the movie could have been if they had actually followed the book. Thank you. Smaug looked amazing. That was my favorite part of that first movie. I was like, and it took forever to get there. And then we finally saw the eye come out of the gold, and I was like, yes. And then nothing happened in the second movie. I was like, and they added so much in, just so much filler. All it was filler. Second and third movie was just all filler. Come on. OG says we booed the Hobbit movie. Nice. Mr. Rice says Peter Jackson was just cashing out with the Hobbit films. He was, man. Totally agree with you. You get no debate from me on that one. That was just a cash grab. I was okay with it when I heard it was going to be a 2. It should have just been 1. The book is super short. They didn't need to make 2 movies. But if you want to stretch it to 2, yeah, I know you want to make as much money as possible. But a trilogy out of a book that's like 200 pages? It's like not even? Come on. Like, come on. OG says Excalibur was one of the best movies ever made. NT says it's a 1977 animated movie. All the books is streamlined into a single feature and is perfectly serviceable. That 1977 animated Hobbit movie, I love it. I love that thing. There's actually an Xbox game that's somewhat based on the book and takes a lot from that on the OG Xbox from that. But yeah, it covers everything in that movie. Everything you could possibly hope for. Tex says that I enjoyed part 1 and Unexpected Journey and the character Toriel. It sucks they forced her into a love triangle. She was an okay character, and yeah, the love triangle was really tacked on, but she was a created character for it just wasn't a good reason to have her in there. They just needed to get a strong, like a female lead in there. That's not in the book. Mr. Iowa says, with Patrick Stewart. What are we talking about? Mr. Matthew says, I love that movie, Auntie. From the Thundercat studio. Tex says, Pete, did you just see 3 and... no, I said 3 and... Oh! Like that. Something like, oh! OG says, if a boy has been chosen, a boy shall be king. Inti says, that romance subplot with the dwarf and the she-elf was so bad I have no words. Yep, exactly. This dwarf that's like a fashion model that could be like a GQ model. And it's like the zooming in scenes when they're looking at each other. I'm just like... And the book establishes the whole thing in The Lord of the Rings that dwarves and elves don't like each other. But yet in this movie, it's like... Didn't I mute you, idiot? Tech comes since the issue I had with retconning Azog's death. I'd have bald son of Azog resembling him in his pursuit of revenge, wanting to take the mountain to stage an attack on Dane, who aided Thorin. Exactly. 100% agree. So many things in that you can pick out. Like Mr. Matthews nailed it. If it would have been a good movie, and it would have 2 movies would have been perfectly serviceable if they had followed the book material instead of inventing stuff. And he did so well with The Lord of the Rings. And yeah, he tweaked some stuff in The Lord of the Rings of the original material to fit what he wanted to tell. It wasn't exactly as it was in the books. Like he eliminated the Tom Bombadil sequence, and I will defend that. That should have been in the movie. That's an important part of the book. It could have just been brief. They didn't have to spend the whole time there. But you gotta have Tom Bombadil. And they took out Elrond's son? Like, really? And they made Eowyn, like Liv Tyler's character, the one that was calling the horses in the stream? Like, are you kidding me? So, that character just doesn't exist anymore. We'll just say that. Oh. Cobra Kai never died. Now you guys got me ranting. I was so positive and so happy, and now you guys got me ranting. Well done. Mr. Matthews says, I did not like the weird animated Lord of the Rings movie. It was pretty good. It had its moments, Mr. Matthews. I didn't mind how like Saruman was framed. The relationship between Sauron and Saruman and Gandalf. Jeebus. I'm not dealing with that. Let's just mute everybody, including myself. Hey, let's clear out one cabin and then quit because we suck. Tex says Jackson was trying to do his best, but there were problems. Hey, he had complete control, man. That dude had complete control, and you can't tell me that he couldn't do it with the source material because he did it with the Lord of the Rings books. GEV says, oh, by the way, I was looking at my heritage and I found out I'm 40% Texan and 99% Irish. Nice. There you go, OG. We have some more Texas blood in the stream. And Mr. Matthews, by extension, by spending some time down there as well. You guys are rolling through. Oh yeah, you said that last week, Mr. I. You got the chat rolling like crazy, guys. Hard for me to catch up and play at the same time. We'll just go back to not doing anything and reading the chat. I'm watching HBO's Rome. So good. Do I have something in my hand? Why can't I pick this up? I think the game might be glitched. Or that Flare has glitched. Inti says, Smog turns from an unstoppable force of nature. Maybe, were we already in this cabin? I don't think that's, so that's probably where this other dude started. We might have been here. Oh no, we were, because we got the gas. Into a bumbling buffoon thanks to that scene. Mr. Matthews says they rewrote the racism, Pete. OG says, chop all Hobbit movies into one movie, you got a good movie. Can't disagree with that, OG. I could live with 2. I could live with the idea of 2. But 3 was just a little too greedy. Tex says the Hobbit trilogy has its flaws, but it's still better than the Disney trilogy. Well, at least we're debating somewhat good movies that have redeeming points. I still haven't watched The Rise of Skywalker, even though it's free. With the day it became free on Disney Plus, I canceled my Disney Plus. I'll wait till The Mandalorian Season 2 comes out, and then I might check that out. Unless it gets completely woke. You guys have pushed me down that road. Let's go! But no. Force Awakens, we knew there were warts. We didn't want to admit it. Last Jedi was the eye-opener. And Rise of Skywalker... Who gives a flying at this point? Inti says OG, Inti says like the 1977 version did. Oh, Chad's got the phone part. Chad can be the hero, guys. Chad is the hero. Just make sure we're running the right way. We're running the right way. Patrick's only got 1 kill. We're gonna repair the phone without any errors in the checks. We're gonna do this, guys. We're gonna do this. Sorry if I missed some of the chat, but I gotta focus here. Oh, that should have been an LB. At least I know where the phone is, but...
I need you to listen to me. Jason Voorhees has returned. He's killing my friend.
Jason, JV says the holy Chad grenade is out so soon.
Here right now, please.
Mr. Matthews says, you might be able to make a great movie by recutting all the movies down just into what was in The Hobbit. Agreed. And OG says, Rome was good, I should rewatch it. Mr. I says, I miss the old Golgan Globulus. Globus Ninja movies, Revenge of the Ninja, oh yeah, man. OG says, exactly, Bird. Mr. Matthews says, don't let them make you salty, Pete. I won't. I'll try to reach out of it. I'll grab the edge of the wall and just start to climb my way out as I mime on camera like an idiot. But I'm desalted. I'm back. Again. Like I said, I never left. Tommy, don't get me going, because you're going to send me off again. Tex says they left out Tom Bombadil because he didn't contribute to the plot. He could have made the scenes to be included in the deleted scenes. When the guy, Peter Jackson, made King Kong, he went to the extent of, after the movie was done, reshooting the lost footage of the scene with the spider creature in the chasm after everybody falls off the tree log and they're fighting the spider creature that was deleted, that was lost, the lost footage. He went to the trouble of remaking that, teasing it as another version, but it turned out with Jack Black and what's her face buying in and advertising, and it turned out to be an April Fool's Day joke. You can't tell me he couldn't have filmed it. He could easily filmed it. Zombie Cat Salty is approved, Pete. Nice, Salty. Nice, Zombie. It doesn't contribute to the plot by moving it along, but it tells the story of the world of where it was and where it goes to after. It's that lost time. It's not the whole universe. It doesn't contribute to the war, but it's that time where everything stands still. And there is a message there. OG says 2 great seasons cost too much. It could have been a Game of Thrones. Mr. I says, I just completed season 1 before the stream. JV says, yep, OG, I have Texas blood in me. Mr. I says, I'll never watch Disney Wars. Good. I'm not gonna say there's anything. Maybe Rogue One. We've talked about that before. Maybe Rogue One. I don't know. They were talking about it again because it was Memorial Day week. And they were talking about the make Solo 2 happen thing again. Like, why? Why? Mr. Matthew says, especially since the last movie in the Hobbit trilogy was covering the last 30 pages for 3 hours. Yep. Super boring and pointless. Alright, we'll just let J-Man do his thing over there, and we'll hide behind this tree. Tommy, you go do your thing. Tex says, the holy Chad grenade of Cobra Kai. That's for sure. And Tex says, 3 Hobbit films could work. They just need better editing to take out unnecessary filler and scenes that contradict the book. But there wouldn't be enough source material without it, really. Uh-oh. I think he's leaving the car alone. We might be in trouble. Mr. I says, I'm trying to avoid eating a rotisserie chicken I picked up today. Why's that, man? Are you saving it for the weekend? If not, man, get on that. Get on that. Rotisserie chicken is good. Mr. Matthews says, the problem is that there is literally not enough content in the book to stretch it out over 3 movies. 3 3-hour movies. Like I said off the top, like when we started talking about this. Couldn't agree more. Completely unnecessary. 100% completely unnecessary to have a 3rd film. Uh-oh. I'm in trouble. Chad's the last one to survive. GV says, you know what other great Roman movie is? 300. Oh yeah, 300's awesome. I'm in trouble, guys. Ah, shoot. He got me. Didn't move fast enough. Sorry if I missed some more of your thing. And he says the Battle of 5 Armies is like 5 pages in the books. They stretched it out for about an hour. They sure did. And it's on the other side. We're dead. We're dead, guys. We're the last one alive. Well, let's do this. Texas never saw King Kong. Check it out, man. Check it out. A lot of hardcore King Kong fans, like the OG King Kong, diss it, and even the fans of the 70s one. It's a good movie. I didn't like it at first when I first saw it. I saw it in the theater. But it's really grown on me. Especially the extended edition, I gotta say. He did a hell of a job with it. I will give Peter Jackson full credit for that one. Again, he loved the source material, and it shows in the product that we got. It shows in the results. And I'll credit him that I think he did his damn best with what he had to work with, but maybe the studio forced him to make 3? Who knows? Zombie Cat says King Kong was great. Oh yeah, man. Good stuff. Texas, maybe Tom could have led Frodo, Sam, Merry, and Pippin through the forest to Bree. Yeah, exactly. Get him to the edge of Bree. Just have him there for a few minutes. That's all it is. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. Like I said, if he's going to go to the extent of what he did with the spider, like remaking this Lost Spider fight scene, you can do that. You can do that, man. Mr. I says, I couldn't force myself to watch the 3 Hobbit movies. Too damn boring. Techcom says, by the way, I granted 5,000 kills for the Darth Maul on Battlefront 2, earning the old Master skin. Nice, man. Congrats. I know you've been working on that for a while. You got your Darth Maul skin. So let's see. Chad called the cops and tried to help people, and he died because of it. Lesson learned for Chad there. Don't help anyone but yourself. If you're not going to profit from it, don't help anyone. Mr. S says Rogue One had the awesome Vader scene, though. Yep, it did. It has a couple of good things, like the droid KS-209. The droid was good in it. I even liked the Home One. That's Tech's other channel, like the ship, like the Mon Calamari cruiser that shows up. I like that part. It had some good moments. It actually had moments that felt like a Star Wars movie, but it was more like an homage to. But it had some not so good. I actually, out of all of them, it's way better than Solo. I'll give it that. It's not great, but it's good. It's good. It's got some moments that are kind of like, eh. Yeah, but overall, it's a pretty good movie. Tech says that Vader scene is both the best and worst scene of Rogue One. It's a double-edged sword. Mr. I says I didn't even watch the film, just the Vader scene on YouTube. That was pretty awesome in the theater. But I think the CGI Princess Leia afterwards was a little over the top. It was a little much. The Vader scene probably would have left us well. And also the Vader scene where he's like choking out, what's his name? The Director Krennic, I think that's his name, Director Krennic. Mr. Matthews says also the Hobbit movie suffered from Anakin Skywalker syndrome. Too much awareness of the successful movies that came before. That's actually a good point. It's actually a good point. It's too bad because I like the guy who played Bilbo. What's his name? Martin Prince? Is that who played it? The guy who was in Hitchhiker. Getting brain farts. Let's bring this up. Hobbit cast. Martin Freeman, that's who it is. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, that's what I'm thinking of. Jeez. Which actually was a pretty decent theatrical movie for its time in the 2000s there. Let's see, says Mr. I says, LOL, yeah, I'm going to eat it tomorrow. Oh, that's the worst, man. When you get something good like that and you got to keep it in the fridge, especially when it's pre-made, you have to leave it. You're like, open the fridge every time you're looking at it. You're like, nah. This is going to be interesting. Oh, Mr. I says, 300 had some amazing fight scenes. Mr. Matthews says Peter Jackson should have just made The Hobbit first as a single movie or gotten over with it before starting on Lord of the Rings. I wish he had gone on and worked on like Silmarillion. Did that, but I think people would go watch those. So I don't know how much they would. Well, I guess they could change as much as they want because some of it was changed by Christopher Tolkien. OG says, my new pressure cooker is awesome. Made delicious corn on the cob in 5 minutes yesterday. Nice. You got one of those Instant Pot pressure cookers or like a crazy pressure cooker? I'd love to have that, man. Corn on the cob in 5 minutes. Like, done. That's what I'm going to eat next week, I think. Or maybe tomorrow. I'm going to eat some vegetables and some meat. Because I had pizza this week, and I've had enough bread and cheese for a week, for a while. For this weekend, it's gonna be meat, veggie, and potatoes. Bam, done. Bank on it. Text says originally The Hobbit Part 1 was gonna be the whole story through Frodo's perspective, and then Part 2 would be Gandalf's side quest leading up to the Fellowship. See, that was the original idea, and that would have been great, Tech. That would have been a great idea. Mr. I says the second D&D movie is what. It's called Wrath of the Dragon God. Googling. There we go. October 2005 it came out on a budget of 12 million. It grossed just under 2 million. Yikes. Did not perform well at the box office. Mr. Matthews says Rogue One was pretty solid. Agreed. That's a good way of putting it. Solid. Actually, I read the book. I might have read the book. JV says, "Be right back." Not too much is added, really. I thought we'd get more backstory of who Saul Guerrero is and stuff like that. It really isn't there. Sounds good, JV. See you in a bit. Mr. Matthews says, "Definitely looks better in hindsight. Officially the best recent Star Wars movie." And Inti says Rogue One is the best one of the Disney Star Wars movie. Yep, agreed. Agreed. Mr. Matthews says something Freeman. I love that actor. I always forget his name. Martin Freeman. That's why I had Martin Prince. I had the right, but I was thinking that's Martin Prince is from The Simpsons. I'm like, no. So I was halfway there. Tex says I enjoyed the Krennic choking. Be careful not to choke on your aspirations, Director Krennic. Mr. Matthews says he was excellent on his Bilbo. He really was. He was awesome in that role. He was the only part of that movie, those movies that I enjoyed. And Ian McKellen back as Gandalf, but I mean the new casting. He was great in that role. OG says I liked R1. Tarkin and Darth were well done. Mr. I says the Book of Vile Darkness is an actual D&D supplement. Part 9. Mr. Matthews says the Vader reveal at the end of Rogue One would have been better if he didn't have the scene in the middle of the movie.
I have to do something. I have to escape.
All right, Deborah. We had a Chad death, and we need to recover from it. You know what to do. GV says I'm back. Good to have you back. Mr. I says corn on the cob would go great with my chicken. Really, man? Really? That sounds like a plan. Baked potatoes and corn on the cob and rotisserie chicken. Ready to go. You guys have given me ideas. I play and I entertain. I try to entertain you guys as much as possible, and you guys talk amongst yourselves and have a good time. And then you contribute by giving me great food ideas. We have a symbiotic relationship here on Crystal Lake Fridays, and I really appreciate it. No battery on the floor? Come on, Deborah. Do better. Be better. Get good. Get good, do. Mr. Matthews says, but I actually got goosebumps when the red lightsaber suddenly lit up. Awesome scene. Agreed? Agreed. In the theater, I was like, that was a yes moment, that's for sure. Like, oh yeah, these guys are... They're in for a not so good time. Tex says I still say the Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon versus Darth Maul duel from the Phantom Menace is the best duel scene. It has multiple colored sabers and better music and emotional weight and not dragging on too long. Oh yeah, the Duel of the Fates. It's a good time. Good time. OG says picky. KK Star Wars has so little good content. Enjoy what you can. This cabin's already been looted, but we'll go to it anyway. Maybe they left something behind. And he says CGI Tarkin was distracting. If they had to have him in the movie, they could have made him into one of those blue holograms that are always messed up in the Star Wars universe to cover the flaws. That would have been a good idea. Oh, somebody took the gas. And they've got the radio on. So I've got a beacon for Jason. And the door's not locked. Mr. I says it was direct to TV. Are we talking about the Dungeons and Dragons? Text says, admittedly, the two Luke versus Vader duels are great, but Duel in the Fates is the best of the prequels. Pocket knife. Thank you. Thank you very much for the pocket knife game. Mr. Matthews has agreed to NT. I thought the Krennic guy was supposed to be Tarkin at first. I would have totally accepted that. Is nobody at the big house? Am I in Bizarro World? See if there's another pocket knife around here. Does not appear to be. OG says both wrong. Tarkin was great. I enjoyed seeing him back in it. The CGI was a little distracting, but I like the fact that he was in the movie. It wouldn't have been the same without it, the character. And a good homage to him as well. Okay, there's no car, that's why there's nobody down here. But somebody had the battery. Somebody turned the radio on. That's weird.
I know somebody's in this home, but I don't know.
Ah, shoot.
Hello. I see you got that motherfucking piece on you. Ah, you also are a practicer of the Second Amendment.
I'm a practicer of the Second Amendment, apparently. To me, the best recent Star Wars film is the Clone Wars animated film and introduces a spunky young apprentice who brought humor to the often humorless prequels and better character growth. Are you talking about the Clone Wars animated film that led into the Clone Wars animated series, or the original Clone Wars animated? The one with the more, looked more like Johnny Bravo animation, if that's a good way of putting it. Mr. I says it's sad, but in Rogue One you can hear James Earl Jones' age catching up with him. Oh yeah, man. Completely understandable. But still good to hear him back. And he says, I like Tarkin. I think the character is great, but the CGI thing we saw on screen was clearly not a real human being. It took me out of the movie. And Mr. Matthews says, oh yeah, OG, them's fighting words. Mr. Matthews says, cartoon Tarkin will always be inferior to recast Tarkin. Tex says, I'll admit I was hoping for a Vader lightsaber scene, but didn't think I'd get it. But when that red lightsaber ignited, I was like, oh yeah, it's on. Yeah.
I think I put that on right.
Because that's something we all wanted to see. We've all wanted to see what happened to start that scene that leads up to the beginning of the original Star Wars. Like what helped us get there. So they did a really good job with that. I think it probably would have been better if it was a bit darker, like it was originally supposed to be, before KK got a hold of it. The original Gareth Edwards ideas.
Installed the battery.
Oh, shut up talking, Jason. Now that's distracting. OG says, I watched it once at a theater with good buzz at Christmas and fondly remembered it. Yep. It was a good experience. It was very, very cathartic. Even though it had some moments that weren't the great, it was a good time. Going to see it around Christmas. Mr. Matthews says, like, what if they had gotten Kurt Russell to be Tarkin? You telling me you still would like a weird CGI version? And Texas, I actually bought the D&D live action film to check it out. I'm thinking of selling it. And goes on to say, I'll admit Tarkin just proved how undeserving he was to command the Death Star. He didn't know it was like Krennic who did all the work and earned the praise, only for Tarkin to steal the glory. OG says, leave my happy memories of modern Star Wars alone, so few exist. This is true, OG. Mr. I says, yes, the second D&D movie was direct to TV. Ah, okay, that would understand why.
I will give you 5 seconds.
Mr. Matthews says, I actually thought the character was great. He was a fine villain in the original movie.
One.
It started.
Sorry guys, hold on, I gotta mute that guy. I have him muted. That is annoying. Texas, I'll admit the Tarkin. Yeah, we already talked. I already read that comment. I'm at Mr. Matthews. I actually thought the character was great. He was a fine villain in the original movie that honestly was a bigger character than Vader. Vader was just a lackey at the time. Agreed. OG says, now I need more wine and a shot of whiskey. Are you with me, Jason? GEV, are you there? It's time for more whiskey, apparently. According to OG, Tech says you have the right to bear arms, but do you have the right to arm bears? The Clone Wars films that led to the TV series. That's pretty good, too. The Clone Wars movie is pretty good, too. I like both of them. I like both of those. What else do we got? Tech says, release the Lord and Miller cut. It's already, we talked about that before when Solo first came out, and here we are again. Let us have the Lord and Miller cut of what it was supposed to be. Mr. I says the scene was definitely good. Inti says, Techcom, that's the thing about the Empire. It was full of people like Admiral Ozzel. Yeah. Useless.
I don't appreciate that.
Oh yeah, so AJ is just trying to survive here. I'm sorry, I'm just laughing because I was reading a text message from Rebecca earlier. When I started the stream, she's like, you're so high energy. You sound like you're about like to start dusting things off yourself. Because when I get like really a lot of sugar in me, I'm like, you know, a little fidgety. So there's a joke in there somewhere. I didn't deliver it well enough. But OG says Texas bears are heavily armed, Mega. A bear with a machine gun. Now that is imposing. E.T. says he came out of Lightspeed too close to the system. He was as clumsy as he was stupid. Yup. We're here. We've detected a shield around the fourth planet of the Hoth system. I think it's the fourth planet. You came out of Lightspeed too early, Admiral Ozzel. You failed me for the last time. Don't fail me, Admiral Niet. Or I'm somewhere along the lines on that one. And Mr. I says I think D&D is in the 5th edition now. Oh, we're by ourselves in this room. Mr. Matthews says I've never seen a character carry around a bear trap. Yeah, people don't do that stuff anymore, but when the glitch was that if you held a bear trap and you tried to place it down, all you had to do was try to place the bear trap. It would put you on top of a cabin. You'd like jump on top of a cabin. People used to carry them around all the time. That might be back. I don't know. I don't pay attention to the glitch page anymore. Mr. I says, have you seen that movie Underwater? Now that sounds familiar. Let's check that out while we're here. While we're waiting. Oh, I've seen stuff on this movie, but I haven't seen it yet. This one here, Mr. I? Not that movie. We know that's a good movie. But Underwater. It came out in January. I do remember seeing promos for this. Yeah, checking at the bottom of the Mariana Trench. So I haven't seen it, but Kristen Stewart and Vincent Cassel. So there's that. Mr. Matthew, Tech says, I'm not seeing new comments. You're not seeing new comments on the stream? Because I'm seeing everything. OG says, Akbar and Tarkin were two of my favorite characters. Akbar, oh yeah. Tarkin as well. Tarkin's a good character, and he's a very, you know. But how can you not like it? With who's playing it? TechCom says, okay, never mind. Chat glitched. Yeah, it's YouTube. Oh, you guys were missing the chat? Yeah, well, it's YouTube. They all suddenly popped up. Mr. I says the monsters in it are based on Cthulhu, H.P. Lovecraft. Nice! Cthulhu. Lovecraftian based. Might have to check it out then. OG says Ghost of Tarkin messing with y'all. Mr. Matthews says too bad Kristen Stewart is in it. She's showing off her acting chops. Outside of Twilight. And you gotta love that haircut. She's sending a message with that one. She's being her own personal Ruby Rose. But hey, Ruby Rose is gone from a certain project. I'm sure not gone for long, but Mr. Atez says, terrifying film for me because the deep ocean scares me. Oh yeah, I remember we've talked about it here before on the stream. The deep ocean movies from the 80s, like Leviathan and The Abyss. Those are some great films. And Deep Star 6. Oh, we've got some copyrighted music going on over here. I'm just going to mute that guy out. Mr. Matthews says she's awful. Yep. Just terrible. Just terrible. Terrible. Text says a fellow YouTuber who finished the Final Fantasy VII remake never played the original. I'm now struggling not to talk about what else happened in the original in case something new happens in the remake. I saw some of the gameplay of the remake, but I haven't played it myself. There we go. Azukar's. From my perspective, the Jedi are evil. Where'd that random at it? The guy was playing copyrighted music before. I have him muted, and then we can still hear him, of course, because of this game. And he's quoting Star Wars that we're talking about. And Mr. Matthews says, I quite enjoyed Leviathan. Yep, out of all of them, that's probably. Well, I have a soft spot for The Abyss too, because it's a little bit more lighthearted and a positive end to it, Cameron-esque. In that I quite. But Leviathan, out of like the more horror-based ones, was really good. Agreed. OG says you guys are horror fans and don't appreciate Peter Cushing at Star Wars. It's so cool to have him in Star Wars. That's what I'm saying, man. You got Peter Cushing. And then we got Christopher Lee in the prequels. Can't go wrong with either one. Mr. Matthews says Deep Star 6, I don't know. And OG, I appreciate Cushing. Same.
What in the fuck is happening?
And later, Christopher Lee, exactly, in the prequels. Christopher Lee was crazy, like, crazy good. Playing Saruman in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Then he's in the Star Wars movie. Like, all of them are great. Mr. I said some of the spookiest shots I've seen in the actual shot of the sunken Titanic sitting at the dark bottom of the ocean. In that movie, Mr. I? Text says, I hear Kristen Stewart apparently hasn't gotten good films post Twilight, whereas the vampire guy has. Yeah, Pattinson is like Batman. He's in that movie, The Lighthouse. That I know some people enjoy it. I think it's a little like kind of boring, but I'll give it an honest chance. I respect what they were trying to go with at that movie, but yeah, he's definitely had a few more opportunities than Kristen Stewart. What happened to the other guy that played the werewolf? What happened to that dude? Is he still acting? I heard one of them just died. One of the actors from Twilight. It's probably Deborah's last run, and she's got the phone box. But was the phone box down at the big house? I don't remember seeing it on the wall when I came out. It's definitely not in the front. Could be around the back. But I was in that room and I don't remember seeing it on the wall. Nope. Well, we'll check up there, and then we'll check along the top, and then back down. Whoops. And Mr. I says Christopher Lee was the dude. OG as a Hammer fan, of course I love Tarkin. Oh yeah, man, Hammer's good stuff. Oh. Check the right house. Deborah doing her thing, are you kidding me? Yeah, need a pocket knife. Yeah, that's great, bro. If you had the pocket knife, you took a pocket knife from that cabin, you're an idiot. Because I could be fixing the thing. Could be fixing the phone part on the phone. But you got a date with Jason to kill you. And of course there's a frying pan here. God damn it. Now I'm getting salty. That Vanessa probably got all the pocket knives. If I set that off, it's going to be Goodnight Irene. I don't have a first aid spray as well. I guess I can go back in the big house and hope that Vanessa didn't take everything. But we all know she did. We all know she did. That's why I never understand if they didn't let us have pocket knives is where you can spawn with them. They allow everything else. Just give us that. But I guess it would be too easy. You get the phone part, you have the pocket knife, fix the phone, boom, you guys are out. I'll catch up with the chat shortly, guys. Sorry. I'm just salty. Because the dude ran out. Weed Uranium Bong. One of the most annoying names I've ever seen in this game. Ran out. Didn't close the door behind him. I'm salty. Oh yeah. Kristen Stewart in Charlie's Angels. A remake of a remake that didn't need to happen. Oh, hold on. You didn't check all the drawers? Come on, pocket knife. Come on, pocket knife. Or at least first aid spray. Yeah. The game trolled me. He checked these and they glitched back to being closed. Oh. Ooh, somebody's put the thing at the... Put the gas at the boat. And either quit and or died. So that's where I'm heading. Sorry, guys. Making sure we're going the right direction. We'll just take the boat out, gentlemen.
Is that a person?
E.T. says they should have started episode 1 with adult Anakin and it would have been so much better. Nothing of consequence happens. The guy's camping the boat. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Who camps the boat? Mr. I says, I refuse to watch Twilight, and I saw your comment there about Johnny Tech. No, I died. I did not survive, I died. I couldn't get out. The phone... The cops were on the other side of the map, and I was the only one left. Didn't have enough stamina. And he says in the Jedi could have been actual knights, like they could get married and own land and everything. That would make the prospect of losing their stuff more terrifying.
Oh, fuck. Who is that? God, I can't look.
Tex says my mom tried to get me into Twilight, watched one reluctantly, but I couldn't get into it. He better not still be here. If this dude is camping the friggin' boat, like, get a life, bro. Go be Jason. Where's the boat? Really? Oops. God damn it.
Got it. Holy shit.
Water, Jason. Part 7. Not quite as fast as Part 8, but still a water, Jason. Woohoo! Deborah goes out on a high note. That is it for Deborah tonight. Made it out with the car, made it out with the boat, made it out by the cops. I'm pretty sure we were, yeah. Mr. Matthews says, Inti, or they could have not had Anakin in the first movie at all. They pretty much focused on Obi-Wan anyway, mostly, or Qui-Gon. Mr. I says, everybody thought the Star Wars prequel were bad until Rey Wars, exactly. In retrospect, they're not that bad. And Mr. Matthews says they're still bad, just not the only bad ones anymore. And he says, yeah, make Obi-Wan the protagonist, Anakin and his good friend who sees battles with him and watch him fall despite his best efforts.
Please send help. Camp Crystal Lake. It's Jason. He's back. Please help. Hurry.
Okay. And Mr. I says, I heard Charlie's Angels bombed horribly.
So now we just chill out here. Oh shit, I left my pipe.
Oh no, he left his pipe. Oh, he's talking about, are you talking about lead pipe or weed pipe? Mr. Matthews, and yeah, Mr. Matthews, thank you. I pressed, it's King Kong. Peter Jackson on PlayStation 2.
Okay, let's go north.
Texans to Barrymore, Liu and Diaz Angels didn't use guns and was cheesy, but at least they weren't boring and woke as all get out. OG says woke trash. Mr. I says get woke, go broke. OG says we are winning, Mr. I. Tex says episode 1 should have had 16-year-old Anakin with a Han Solo attitude flirting with the 14-year-old sweet Padme. Mr. I says camping near the boat with marshmallows and everything.
Nice. This is the perfect spot to be though.
Okay, let's
Ready
just
for die, Jason.
mute everybody. Mute everybody! Mr. Matthews, and maybe not have as much Jar Jar or at all. Mr. Matthews are thinking Red Dead RTD2 for doing his job only on the ship. Only job on the ship. OG says, who would have guessed I would miss Jar Jar? Lame, not woke. And Mr. I says, I heard that in the new Matrix, they may try to claim that Trinity is the one true one, not Neo. More feminist crap. Well, more reason not to watch it. More reason not to watch it. These movies will never last the test of time. They will not age well. All this stuff will not age well. Guaranteed. They can do it for as long as they want. It will not age well. It's flavor of the month. Flavor of the month. It will be all forgotten. OG says boat time. Well done, Pete. Thank you. Mr. Matthews says, LOL, I played King Kong on 360, easiest 1,000 achievement points ever. Mr. Matthews says, yeah, you can't have a man be the one. It has to be a woman. Well, now it is, apparently. Doesn't have to be, though. Doesn't have to be. I can see it changing back. Tex says, why does everyone hate Jar Jar? He's not bad compared to Rose Tico, Honorable Holdo, and Rey. He's the Steve Urkel of Star Wars. Did Misa do that? It's just that he wasn't necessary in the movie. And I agree, he's better than those characters, but geez. Those characters are pretty awful. Mr. Matthews says, well, even that man director can't be a man. Tex says, it's thundering and raining here. If I vanish, you'll know why. Yeah, it's supposed to rain here again. It was raining here earlier. It's been super warm here. Like, super warm. Inti says there's a new Matrix coming out. WTF, what? Well, I had heard that a while ago. There was talk of it, but I never heard anything moving on it. Mr. I says, pushing political agendas rather than making good movies. Yep. Just propaganda. That's all it is. Just propaganda. Just pushing more propaganda into growing socialist societies. But I live in the socialist state of Canada. So Tex says Agent Smith is the true one. Morpheus said the one was born in the Matrix. Neo wasn't. He was connected as a baby. Smith was born in the Matrix. Mr. Matthews says, Pete, it always stood out to me that R2-D2's only job was to repair the ship. And when he did it, they brought him to the Queen so he could thank him and introduce him as R2-D2. Well, yeah, but he survived. He succeeded where all other died. And it gave the script an excuse to introduce R2-D2. I see what your point is, though.
Help! Oh, God.
Mr. I says, yes, Matrix 4, they are already filming.
You like that, huh? You like
Yeah.
to have it? Just die. Just...
OG says, look, they're ruining our big TV shows and movies, but we have a lot of other content, and we will defeat them financially and intellectually. Stay happy, we are winning. Exactly, OG. This stuff's not going to make money. Like Batwoman? Come on. Like, Ruby Rose is moving away from the show so she can focus on other projects. So season 2 will be recast. There's not going to be a season 2 with that garbage. There's not going to be a season 2. But I said that about Star Trek Discovery season 2. So I could be wrong. Inti says, why? No. Money. Tex says he was necessary in the Phantom Menace. He brought peace between the Naboo and the Gungans. Mr. Matthews says, because the third Matrix movie ended on such a cliffhanger. He says, what is the point of a Matrix 4? They told the story in Matrix 1. The sequels were already unnecessary. Now there's a new one 17 years after the last one. Because they have no new ideas. They have absolutely no new ideas. Just remake the damn thing if you want to do a new movie. Tex says, also R2 aided Anakin in destroying the droid control ship. He did. And Mr. Matthews says, no, Anakin blew the ship up. Blew up the ship on accident. Nah, it was the Force guiding him. The Force was helping lead the way. Alright, I'll be back while Tommy's wrapping up here. I'm just going to grab another drink. Be back in a few.
Mommy is proud of you, Jason. But it's time to come home now.
All right, we're still in the room with weed uranium. Bong. All right, where are we in the chat? Text says, yeah, but R2 kept Anakin from getting blown up. He disengaged the autopilot. OG says they overplayed their woke hand, and the tide has already turned. They are stubborn, but we will crush them. People want good stories, not political agendas. There's a lot of, I agree, OG, but there are a lot of gullible and stupid people that will just be fed crap as well, unfortunately. But we need to stay vigilant. We talked about it here before. The truer words were never spoken. That's the price of freedom, is eternal vigilance. So while I'm a part socialist Canada, I do believe in that very strongly. Mr. S is a small group of people that whine about how men sit on buses, manspreading are being catered to. Exactly. Exactly. Ange XX5, I didn't understand your plan, Weed. Well, maybe because the guy's high AF. That would be a reason why it was a bad plan and you couldn't really understand. It's like, yeah, man, we're gonna like do this, man. We're just gonna do what's probably best, man. We'll do that. Sound good? Really, man. ET says, has anyone played as Mortal Kombat in the RoboCop in the Mortal Kombat expansion? I have not. Haven't seen any gameplay out of it either. Mr. Matthews says, I see what you're doing, but The Phantom Menace was a stupid, mostly irrelevant movie that had virtually no significance to the other two movies other than introducing a few characters, but we had the pod race scene. The pod race scene was worth watching to me. OG, it says even normies see it now. Normies are waking up, man. More and more normies are waking up. The Great Awakening. Mr. I says, you know you're a loser with no life if you pay attention to how some random person on a bus is sitting and make an entire campaign out of it. Well, that's it. I'm not gonna... Yeah, I agree. Mr. Matthews says he did not OG, but we'll agree to disagree on that one. It's okay that he likes the movie. Text is not just women. Anyone complaining about a lack of representation getting pandered to. There was an episode of Boston Legal that did something like this. OG said, the movie is kind of fun. Are you sure you're not from Europe? We have Alex 101. Bacon taco. Bacon taco actually doesn't sound too bad right now. A meme brain. Really? 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 Is this like 1992? Like come on, dude. Like come on. Mr. Roy 8, I wonder if he's playing as Roy, but he's slowing the game down, probably not going to join us. Redicept? IJ Sammy? Ij Sammy? And we are Chad. Cobra Kai is back. Mr. I says the best part to me was the Darth Maul fight. Tex says it was the first episode. A little African American girl was trying out a Little Orphan Annie. She was good, but she wasn't chosen. Check it out. You might have predicted woke culture. Mr. Matthews says, "Hey, I like the design of the trade droids." And Sebulba, yeah, Sebulba was also awesome. Uh-oh, JV. It's part 3, Jason, but it's a mashup, so we're not going to be Chad. Please don't be Adam. Please don't be Adam. Please don't be Adam. Oh, she says, there you go. I'm getting a little bit drunk, I think. Oh my god, I knew it! Whenever I see a glitch. Whenever I see a damn glitch, Jason. It's either Mitch or Adam. Like, Adam's pins jacket is pretty cool, I gotta admit, but other than that, I don't play as this character ever. Like, rock pins, they're cool and all, but... Mr. Matthews says, and Liam Neeson was in it. Excellent choice for a Jedi. Totally agree. I'm gonna leave this one of these first aid sprays here. I don't need to. Sharing is caring. Text says, funny thing about Phantom Menace, there's a photo of robed Obi-Wan engaging Maul on Tatooine. And yet this didn't happen in the movie, and yet in Rebels, Maul proclaimed it was there where they first met. Maybe it was a callback to that was cut out, but I remember seeing a lot of promo stills that never happened in the movie. Of the characters. Like, that's not how they ended up looking in the movie. OG says, so tired of being stuck at home. Sigh. Oh, I hear you, OG. Like, I'm fortunate enough that I get out to work, but there's not much else that's out of work. You can't do very much. Like, I walk my dog a lot. Joe gets a lot of walks. Mr. Matthews says, go out, OG. That's it, man. That's what I do. I'm walking. Yes, indeed, I'm walking. Mr. I says, yeah, but some people have legitimate complaints. For instance, if you kill cops, if cops kill you rather than arrest you, that's a real problem. Complaining about man-spreading is not a real problem. Yep. OG says we can't. Why can't we glitch to Lake Girl? Yeah, exactly. Or at least AJ. Nice change once in a while. I know Deborah's my preferred go-to on the female characters, but AJ is pretty nice. Mr. Matthews says, Stacy and I went out to eat again tonight. It was great. Nice. Were you able to go in and sit down? Like you were talking about, they opened those back up? That's good to hear. Hopefully you guys had some good food. Oh, because the lights went out. I'm like, why the hell is Adam losing his shit? Text says, Adam has a better chance of breaking free if you press the button rapidly fast enough. Oh yeah, he's got some perks. I just think he's a boring character. I don't play characters based on skills, Mega. You should know that by now.
Hope I'm doing promise, right?
I just don't care about the beefier characters. I'm all about stealth and getting out as quickly as possible. Adam's got decent repair, but I'd rather deal with Chad and have Chad's speed and stamina.
Think I put that on right?
Time for Monza's again. Time for Monza, guys. Text says my city would be going yellow by Monday. Mr. Mother, he says, you don't have restaurants open for dining yet. I know there has to be some hole-in-the-wall Mexican restaurants that have to be open. See you later, Retro Jason. Glitch Restro. Friggin' hackers. Damn hackers. And Adam makes it out. We had a glitch game and we survived. Mr. I says, I think Ewan McGregor did a great job as Obi-Wan. He did, man. He just got better at it. By Revenge of the Sith, he was awesome. Just got better in it. OG says, ridiculous complaint. I refuse to acknowledge Mr. I. Text says, there's an awesome fan film of post-Return of the Jedi Luke versus the spirit of Darth Maul on Tatooine. Oh, the other car is going with a with La Choppa. I thought that was Speedo wearing Chad.
Real talk though, the dude in the leotard actually looks like a new driver.
Text says, I'm hearing generator. Is that in your house?
Time to get out of here.
I've got a fan in the background. So I gotta have a fan on. It is warm. It's been warm here the last couple days. OG says, I plan a search next week with Wickham. Gonna eat out. Mr. I says, right. Someone complaining about getting a cup of coffee for her husband isn't a real problem. OG says, I spent my eat out money on a pressure cooker this week. Nice. And Mr. Matthews says, yeah, I sat down and eat at restaurants, some Vietnamese places last time. Again, we tipped very well. Nice. Yeah, I'm sure places that have opened back up, the service people are making a killing, and that's awesome, because they deserve it. They deserve it. As long as they're not idiots. But even then, I'd probably still give somewhat of a tip, but not a good tip for, definitely for good service and for being there during this time, working again. Text says, I like Adam's attires. They're badass. No, I agree. They are. I just mean I don't like the beefy characters that are kind of like not good at repair and their stealth isn't the best. I don't care about strength. Don't care. I don't fight Jason. I just knock him out. You got a baseball bat? If you have a baseball bat, you can knock it. Anyone can knock Jason out. Mr. I says, I actually didn't eat out this week and hit ShopRite today. Nice. Very nice. I might do that next week, but this week was just like, hey, I'm just gonna get a pizza and make it last for days. Pizza for days. OG says, ignore that stuff, Mr. I. It will drive you crazy. And Mr. I says, oh wait, does iced coffee count as eating out? Hell no. Hell no. Because I get coffee every day. Or an iced cap now and again. Iced cappuccino. So that doesn't count, man. A full meal. It's got to be a full meal. OG says, Monza time. Mr. I says, I just laughed at the white knights who take it serious. Yeah, exactly, man. That's the worst. Like, these virtue signaling white knights that say, like, do better or be better. Like, how dare you question this? You must be better. I'm like, how brainwashed are you, bud? And how pathetic. Like, come on. Don't you know anything? No, you're not going to get any respect from the people you're trying to impress. The people you're trying to impress by acting like that. It's just not going to happen. You have to be yourself or forget about it. Echo chamber does not have worked. But to each their own. TechCom says, huzzah, we made it! Adam survived. Mr. Matthews says, it bothers me to no end. It will drive me crazy if I think too much about it. OG says, nice thing in Mr. I. Mr. Matthews says, people are just awful, awful, awful. Mr. I, and he actually reminded me of Alec Guinness. Yep. What the heck are we listening to? And Mr. I says, I've got a fan and a cooler. Nice. Text says, okay, because it sounds like a power generator on my headphones. Sorry, dude. It's just a fan blowing in the background. And it's on the super sensitive on the Blue. The Blue Yeti. So super sensitive. Mr. I says, oh wait, I ordered Chinese yesterday. Well, hey, one meal a week. Curry, chicken, and lo mein. Nice. Mr. Matthews says, so is your go-to RPG character the Thief? Usually it is the Thief. It really is. So except in WoW, I was always a tank. So I would always, but in an RPG, if there's a Thief, that's my go-to. Stealth. Uji says, I knew it. Mr. I is eating out a lot. Mr. I says white knights are a different species. Patheticus, Savhoicus. OG says never met one in person. Mr. I, probably women pretending on the internet. LOL. Mr. Matthews says that those white knights are unlikely to be rewarded with sex. That's what I mean. That's not going to get you the desired results of what you're trying to do. It's just not going to happen. That's like rule 1. Text says stupidity isn't a virus, but it's sure spreading like one Sandy Cheeks, SpongeBob, SquarePants episode squirrel jokes. Is this the last person alive? Are we watching the last person? No. Still 2 other people alive. Because they're not doing much. Let's go to Weed Uranium. Weed Uranium. Stress says beta male soy boys. Yep. OG says if they had our equipment, they would man spread too. Just saying. The worst was when they showed that chair of to prevent the man spreading, and it went the other way, like training men to sit proper. Like,
Oh God.
really, guys? Really? Weed Uranium Bong is going down. Going down.
Help! Oh God!
Well, wait a minute. There's 2 Shellys? 2 Shellys. There's like 4 bear traps, bud. There's like 4 bear traps. Why are you trying to step into those? The important thing is we survived. Yeah, so no Europeans again tonight. No snow yet either, but I didn't put this on Twitter tonight. Just created it today, so. Text says so much. Mr. Matthews says I don't like this Harlequin Jason. Yeah, man, one of these patchwork hack Jasons. Text says so much for Tommy Jarvis, that's for sure. Like, the mask looks so stupid. The mask looks so stupid. Even looks worse when the mask is off. Who wants to play that? How high do you have to be to think that's a good thing? Asking for a friend. Mr. Matthews says, too different. I don't like stuff that's different. Exactly. I don't like change.
Mommy,
Never change!
it's time to come home.
Text says, still no Chad has a big dong? Nah. I guess he's not playing anymore. And I haven't played the PlayStation 1 in a while. Mr. I says they probably pre-ordered those training seats in droves. I know what I can do to impress my would-be. It's like, I'll get this chair and show her how well I can sit. Nope. No. Come on, everybody. This group is ridiculous, but hey, let's do it. Maybe run one more and we'll do some bots. Everybody got their Jason spawn turned up tonight. Text us, change, spare some change. Hobos from South Park. Come on, IJ Sammy. Just waiting it out. Just waiting it out. Mr. I says, well-trained, neutered soy soldiers. There we go. Had to wait for the timer to come down a bit. Mr. Bethany says bacon taco. Yeah, I noticed that name before. Bacon tacos. I think it would work. I think anything would work in a taco, really. No, now we're in here with some more delays. Mr. Roy is not loading in. Okay, we're all in. We're all in. We're all in. OG says if I tried to tell Kathy about women complaining about manspreading, she would roll on the ground laughing. And Mr. Matthews says I don't know if it would work. I'm dubious. But the bacon, I would do that. And he says, has anyone gotten fat during quarantine? I've gained some weight, that's for sure. Even though I always get a hard time from the Europeans about being skin and bones, but I've put on a little bit, that's for sure.
Did anyone else get away?
OG says she hates feminists, and Mr. Matthews says my wife hates feminists also. Good to hear on both. And Mr. I said I put on a few pounds, not fat though. Oh. That's good. See, I got it in the, mine's in the guts, so I figured now that summer's here and I'll be walking even more going out and maybe jog a bit and do some other things that'll distract me from getting YouTube video ideas done. You know how it goes. Mr. I says most sane women would laugh, and Mr. Matthews says she hates Me Too women too. Oh yeah. Alyssa Milano. And Tex says, bacon taco, must eat bacon taco, Homer Simpson. Exactly, let's do it. I'll have a bacon taco. Uh-oh. Is he in the cabin with us? Doesn't sound like it. How is there nothing in this cabin? I get the house to myself and there's absolutely nothing in here? That's a little unfair. Strata says that's the curse of being locked inside with disposable income. This is true. This is true. Made a lot of good food. Made a lot of good like sweets and stuff before. I talked about it the previous weeks. Rebecca and I make peanut butter cups every week, and oh my god, I eat them all week. They're so good. So good. Mr. Matthews says, I think my wife believes that most of those hashtag women probably had it coming. And Mr. I says, I'm be glad when summer is over and fall hits. Oh, I love the fall too, don't get me wrong. That's October is my month, but I enjoy the summer, man. I will like it. Not super humidity like it's been so far, but good warm weather, sign me up. Cool nights and warm days. Now that's the stuff. That's the stuff I'm talking about. Well, they already put the gas in the boat, so let's go to the car. Let's go to the car. OG says the cool women feel that way. Who cares what crazy girl thinks? Not me. Life is too short. Pretty much. Pretty much. It's just when they get all over the media and they start to control the narrative and the message that flows through the medium, then becomes a bit of an issue. But people will wake up from it. From the, like we've been talking about, from woke culture. People will wake up from it. Tex says, I wish I had a girlfriend. And OG says, give it a time, Mega. You're a good guy. Exactly. You are a good guy, Meg. You'll get there.
Please, no!
Away from you, bro. Away from you.
Yeah, close that door. Better lock it.
We're in trouble, guys. There's like literally no weapons here.
Don't worry about it. I don't need it. I don't need it anyways.
A flippin' wrench. One flipping wrench. Oh god, he broke the door over there too. Where the heck is he? Don't get afraid, Chad.
Want some more?
Wow, you're strong.
He's making Cobra Kai jokes. Goddamn part 9 with that axe.
Where are you? Oh, you fucking watch your left. You got to do it.
Can't believe I'm hiding under the bed. This guy's actually got me running. Jesus, that guy actually had me working. It's annoying, but gotta give him credit. Damn it, went the wrong way. I want to go back up to the car where I left the gas. I'll catch up in the chat in a minute, guys. Sorry. The PC YouTube gremlins. Yeah, it just keeps getting worse, man. YouTube was filled with PC gremlins. Everybody on the top. You hear me, YouTube. Not that anyone from YouTube would check this out, but in case your bots are listening. All a bunch of PC morons. That'll fix those little SOBs. Oh shoot! I thought I was Deborah for a minute on the checks. Damn it!
There. Got it.
Where's the man? Ralph, I found you again. Ralph Macchio's gonna die because he was a bad guy and he got a kid.
But I'm not Ralph Macchio. You're talking about the wrong guy. You're talking about.
Oh, Ralphie. What you trying to do here, buddy? Ralph. Why?
It's not Ralph Macchio, you friggin' scrub.
This is what happens when you fuck with the Karate Kid.
Oh my god. Now we're talking about Gwyneth Paltrow. Anybody who talks about putting like jewels in their vag and steaming it, like I'm good. I'm good. That's crazy. And married the guy from Coldplay and named their kid Apple. Oh my god. What a power couple that is. Texas speaking Gwyneth Paltrow. I didn't mind her as Pepper in Iron Man 1, but in Iron Man 2 she acted like she was the boss even before Tony signed his company to her, and then she was his assistant. Oh, she says my wrench is for show. You do the work. Agreed. We agreed. Text says she had no right to talk back or down to her boss. Inti, I would never buy one of Gwyneth Paltrow's disgusting candles. Serenity by Jan. That's all I gotta say about that.
You're lucky this is lagging so much because it's really hard to throw a knife when it lags. Oh, you're slow as hell. Man, we're slow together. We should be best friends.
Mr. Matthews says Pepper was set up as Tony's wrangler as much as his assistant. Text says, what a dumbass. How can you confuse Johnny Lawrence with Danielson? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At first I thought he was making a witty karate joke, but then he kept saying the wrong thing. I'm like, this dude is clueless. Like, hey, it looks like the guy from Cobra Kai.
Is there anybody in
Ralph
the
Macchio's
area?
gonna die. Mr. I says, what about Elon Musk and his kids' names? Oh, yeah, it's the code. Like X-12537. I thought they forced him to change that. Like on the, maybe not. Because I think if there's a law in the US you can't do that. I mean, in Canada there isn't. Because there, I don't know when it was, I want to say it was like 10, maybe 15 years ago that a kid was named Absidy. A-B-C-D-E. Absidy. And that's how the name was spelled. A-B-C-D-E. Text says, I think Jimmy Lee Curtis sells diarrhea yogurt. And Inti says he means William Zabka. Bacon Tacos going for a swim. No, they're not. I think it's time for some bot runs. After this, because we haven't had one Jason run. Text says, I'm still going crazy waiting for Cobra Kai 3. Give us the damn show, YouTube. Heck yeah. Text says, still need a Johnny Lawrence win. But we did win once at Johnny Lawrence, I believe. Maybe not. They've all been Deborah's. I think you might be right. And Adam. Alright, we'll rock one more as Johnny Lawrence. We'll go once more. If these glitchers will ever give it up. Not that I wouldn't mind them watching them kill Jason.
Myself as Jason. My mother hates
Zombie
me,
Cat
so
says,
I
wake
must
up,
do
Brent.
what is needed
Wake
to be
up,
done.
Brent.
I
Wake
won't
up,
kill you
Brent.
because my mother hates you. I'm sorry, dear. But no, in your death, my mother binds me, so I will do you. You may choose
Wake up, Brent.
if it is by knife or axe or hand. Would you like me to rip your head off of your body?
What in the blue hell is this guy talking about?
Would you like to die by my eye? Oh, what the fuck?
Finally muted. Finally muted. Text says, yeah, the diarrhea yogurt was a reference to the YouTube Machinima series Sonic for Hire. OG says, wake up, Brent. Text says, I highly encourage you all to check out Sonic for Hire. Mr. I says, I bought some almond milk yogurt. Let me just say, stick with real yogurt, guys. And Mr. Matthews says, still here, zombie. Aren't you over in Europe too? Oh, no, I don't think so. I think he just hung with the Euro crew. We're ready. We're ready. We're ready to go. We got one more person to watch. Yeah, go get that sweater. He's not in there anymore. Mr. I says, LOL, he was going in with the singing. Well, yeah, nobody's gonna sing on my stream but me. The only person that's gonna sing on this stream is this guy.
Oh God!
Zombie says, I neither confirm or deny that, Mr. M. So he's just in inner space. Not in Europe, not in North America. He is nowhere. What are you doing, bud? You're part 9. The grip strength is like 0. Close your hand quickly on Tommy.
Help me, please, anyone!
Best part 9 kill. Sometimes the angle's better than others. Tech says, you are nowhere. Rain, Big Trouble in China. You got my reference, Tech. That's where I was going with that. Where are we? You are nowhere. Johnny, what's going on? He says, short break time pop. Short break time poppin'. Good to see you back. Johnny says, looks like Dead Heat is playing next. Nice. Somebody says, nobody knows where Mr. I comes from either. It's all good. Doesn't matter. So we'll do one more run as Johnny Lawrence. One more run. Tech says, by the way, some actors in Big Trouble in Little China were also in The Golden Child, despite one being Chinese mythology and the other Tibetan mythology. Multi-minus Scotty is in. He says, yo, Pete, and hail chat. Welcome, Scott. What's going on, man? Good to see you. I think I'm just going to switch. I'm just going to go to the offline mode, guys, because I'm probably just going to do a couple bot runs and then wrap her at the 3-hour mark, because I don't want to get into another group with those players who are the worst, especially the other ones. So we'll give it a few minutes, though. We'll see how long it takes to find a room. We'll see how long it takes to find the room. Maybe we'll just go into customize and turn down the spawn preference. We'll confirm that we're going to be a Johnny Lawrence as we go into the room. That would be for the best. Get one shot at it. I'm trying to remember our wins. Deborah drove out. She got out on the boat. Got out with the police. Fox got out with the police. Adam drove out. You're right. Chad has died each time. Because we tried to fix the phone part, and we died. We fixed the phone part, and we died. And then I don't think we did much and died. So yeah. That is that. Mr. I says, you mean you weren't very impressed by his singing? Well, he had potential. I'll give him that. I'm not saying that, but one, he was annoying because he was talking to me. 2, he was getting the Cobra Kai joke wrong, the Cobra Kai reference wrong. And 3, like I said, nobody sings on this stream but this guy. But I will give him like credit for at least trying to be creative. It's better than most people playing as Jason's like, yeah, you take that. It's like, you take that. It's like, okay. It's like, oh no, don't run away from me. Still kind of annoying though. We'll give it another minute, then we're going offline. Usually at this time of night, it gets harder and harder to find groups. to play with. How dare whoever ended that group end the group. How dare. And now we're stuck in the waiting queue. We're stuck in the webs of waiting. Watching that swirl, the red swirl. It's like, it is the 3-year anniversary of the show, and I started off the stream by talking about it, and my god, the first couple of months of this game, this is all you saw. Just waiting. You're like, searching for dedicated servers. Searching for dedicated servers. But this number would be like 30 plus minutes. And you'd get in the game, play for 5 minutes and die because you wouldn't know what the hell you were doing because you haven't played the game enough. And then it's back to searching for dedicated servers. This was before the dedicated servers. I mean, just searching for available games. You'd be searching for games because they introduced the dedicated servers not very long ago, actually, well after their plan of when they wanted to. But yeah, this was a good way to get to the last little bit of this stream, like the last half an hour, because this is what the game was when it first launched. Searching for sessions, that's it. Searching for sessions. We're going in our own room. We'll try one more time. And then we're going to the bots. It has a minute and a half. We'll give it till a minute and a half, and then we're going for bots, because that'll actually have us, give us something to watch, and we won't have to talk about it as much. Mr. S is talking about that horror movie we mentioned a while back. I've noticed a lot of people aren't fans of Kristen Stewart. Yep, not a fan as well. Don't like her. Don't like her at all. Not a fan of the other guys from Twilight. I'm not sure why this Pattinson is getting such a boost. Just, oh, we got a game, and it's a Pinehurst. Great. Chad loves Pinehurst. More space to run. Mr. Matthews says most people know she sucks. Oh yeah. Oh yes indeed. Yes indeed they do. We're going in. Galaxy Stargraph, help Charlotte. Mr. Matthews is probably not in the good way. Only emotionally, I might ask. Alright, that is not us. We are Chad. Let's do this. Let's get Chad out safely. And then do a quick bot run before we wrap it up. Okay, let's do this, guys. Shake off the cobwebs. Chad, you're better than this. You got this, man. You do not have a map. Hard call which way to go to try to find a map. Yeah, we'll try this cabin. Mr. Bethy says, oh well, I think she's a boring, whiny actress with a bulldog face and she just irritates me in general. Yeah, she's not the... And Mr. I says, the Chad. Text says, strike first, strike hard, no mercy. Cobra Kai. Oh, there's the gas as well. So we know the gas is in this cabin. Well, we'll keep the gas there and not pick it up, so people won't come for it unless they swing by. And, we'll keep the boat as an option. Did I pick a map up in there? Still no map. Here's a map finally. And nobody's doing anything. Much like Pinehurst usually is. Texas, by the way, is a channel that keeps us updated on Cobra Kai called Bonsai Kai Dojo. I encourage you all to subscribe. And Jason's near the car. And somebody's at the boat. Jeebus. Well, there goes my boat theory. At least I can go back to get the gas if they've got the gas. Alright, Chad, let's do this. Damn it.
Oh, thank God it actually fit.
Let's do this. Come on, Chad. You got it. You've got the juice. You can do this. Turn the jets on. Okay, they took the boat. The boat is gone. So that gas will still be there. Unless they took that gas to start the boat. So we just need to, now we just need to find the car keys. Oh, we're glitching hard. We are glitching hard. We got a lag. Super hard lag. Chad was out of breath. Nope. Not that way. Chad's getting out of breath again. OG said I had a car stolen once by someone who brought his own battery. It ran out of gas, so... Oh, man. It's crazy. Well, then this game is not wrong in some ways. In its representation of things that could happen. Somebody better not be running around with the car keys. Nothing in this cabin. Come on, Chad luck. We need some Chad luck. That's the thing. We haven't had much of it all night. I don't want to put the gas in until I have the batteries, because if I go to try to find the friggin' gas, somebody will just steal the damn car. And,
Ah!
oh, you friggin' idiot. I walked through the trap because I was reading the chat. And I don't have a first aid spray. Well. So much for a chat survival. Sorry, Tech. I don't think it's in the cards for this Chad. Mr. Matthews says, but it was an Aspire battery. Probably always carried it around in his jeans pocket. Which he says, it was the Aspire. Text says, Battlefront 2 is glitching hard since COVID began. It says that I have slow internet connection when I don't. I think it's too many people on the internet slowing it down. I think that's the free game again this month on PlayStation. But I ended my PlayStation membership, so my PlayStation Plus, after everything that happened with the old privacy breach. Getting charged for 11 memberships, so I'm good. Helpful Chad is gonna die again.
There. Got it. No!
But that's not Pinehurst, man. Pinehurst is a different beast. We're dead. We are dead. See how many people are still left. Oh, we're not waiting this long. And maybe we'll come back as Tommy. Somebody is already back as Tommy. Alright. We're gonna leave the match and we're just gonna play a bot run. Mr. Matthews says, did that get resolved, I hope? Oh yeah, it did. It did. I finally got the money back just this week, though. It took a while. Time for some bots. In Crystal Lake Mall. Let's do it. One last run, and then we'll wrap it up for the night. Texas, damn it, screw you, Jason. Yeah, I was being too helpful. But I was trying to be as selfish as possible. I wanted that boat, but somebody had the propeller. But I had the gas, I had the battery, just somebody took the car keys. NT says, I think you escaped one says chat today. I was trying to remember. I think I had a victory because the game, like, they had left. I think the player might have left. That might have been a Deborah game, though. Where it was like a forfeit game.
They're out there, Jason. Find them and get your revenge.
Yeah, we'll do one run as the bots. OG says bot play is fun. I agree. Except for the pocket knives. They still don't have to, that's annoying, but I don't have to deal with annoying smack talkers and glitch users. Oh look, Adam's here. Hello, Adam. Do you have a pocket knife? Of course you do.
No matter what they do, you cannot die. You can never die.
Nothing around us. Where's the next? Yeah, go over here and cut this power off. Are they at the battery? Like a car battery? I think that's what that sound was. Pick up the throwing dart. Oh, they are in here. Oh, somebody's still in there. Hey, Kenny. What's going on, man? Put you right back through the window. Put you right back through the window.
They deserve to die, Jason. Make them suffer.
Mr. Hyde says I just watched the scene where Bulldog Face Stewart sees Cthulhu. That's not good. Didn't we already kill? Oh, Adam got away. God damn it. Come back, jump through the window. OG says forfeited victories are extra sweet. One soccer game in high school, the other team wouldn't play in a storm. Forfeit. They were much better. Nice. Now we're good. We don't want to play in this.
Yes.
Victory.
Skillful mother. Ah, wasted my... Just pressing the wrong button. Trying to see. Yeah, you use that. You use that. Flare gun. More flare. Yeah, there's too many things in the way. I can't lay another one down. Like, that's not gonna do anything. Come here, Jenny. Pocket knife. No matter what they do, you cannot die. You can never die.
Help! Oh God!
Come here, Chad. God damn it. Vanessa. Vanessa's just as annoying. That is the car battery. Damn it, they got that one in. Oh. Got somebody over here. Damn it. M says, Pete, I think you've been asked this before, but have you played Alan Wake? Doesn't ring a bell.
Get up, Jason. Find them. Kill them.
Come here, Vanessa. Ah, friggin' pocket knife. Pocket knives and firecrackers everywhere.
You cannot die. You can never die.
Come here, Vanessa. Oh, the sink kill, the sink kill! Oh yeah, off the side of the sink.
That's my Jason. That's my special, special boy.
Help! Oh God!
Shot again. Missed me, bro. And the pocket knife.
From me, Jason.
Texas, everything but the kitchen sink. So I took care of his flare gun, I took care of his pocket knife. Oh my god. Finally. This brother says it's kind of a horror action game, pretty good atmosphere. Most of the gameplay takes place in a forest area like this at night, fighting shadow creatures. That sounds pretty good. I saw that
Mother.
Darkest Dungeon, speaking of RPGs like we were talking about earlier, but a horror related as well. Darkest Dungeon is a free demo free to play this week on Steam, and it's 75% off, so I might give that a shot. My buddy used to play it all the time. Come here, Mitch. Give me your pocket knife.
Find them.
Got pocket knife? Oh, he felt sorry for me, decided to come back?
They want to hurt you, Jason.
Text says axed. Axe Chad a question. I will. As soon as I get a hold of him without a pocket knife. Mitch should really. Anybody who's stoned should not be running that fast. Or jogging.
Oh, please! Please! Help! Oh,
Oh,
God.
come on. You're killing me. Killing me, Mitch. Really? Oh. Just out of reach. Thank you. What do we got? 2 people left, Jenny and Tiffany. How many? Which one of them are hiding in cabins? Let's go back to the main strip and start sensing. Because we still got a little bit before Rage. Not too much longer. Should be pretty quick before we get Rage. We had a lot of firecrackers. A lot of firecrackers, a lot of pocket knives. Mr. Buddy says, I've even seen them on YouTube channels, people's YouTube channels. Usually they don't notice them until they examine the footage later. Text says, Mitch should have quit while he was ahead. Exactly. Alright, anytime you want to give me a rage mode game, let's do this. There it is. There's one. There goes Jenny.
They deserve to die, Jason. Make them suffer.
Still one of the coolest things of the game, walking through walls like that, because it's totally something Jason would do. And in the closet again. This one. To wrap up the show again for this Friday, guys. Thanks as always for joining me. That's the last kill of the night.
Yes.
And that's it for tonight. That's it for tonight's stream. Thank you so much as always for watching, guys. Everyone who joined us off the top, JEV, OG, and Mr. Matthews, later joined by Inti, Mr. I, and Megatech, and everybody else who popped in through the night. Zombie Cat was here as well. Johnny popped in now and again. Check in as well. But yeah, as always, guys, it's very appreciated that you join me on your Friday nights. I look forward to them each week, and I will be back next Friday. Mr. Matthew says, yeah, but are the shadow people just ghosts? Are they a different thing? OG says maybe bring Cub, Brent, or Pete on as guests. OG and Mystery Hour. I'll be there. We talked about this before. All special guests. You guys host, and all special guest. Why not? I'd be down for that. But that is it for tonight's show, guys. Have a good night. Hope you have a great weekend. And that's the wrong one. See you next time. Night, guys. Where the hell did... Oh. I'm so discombobulated. Turn that up. And that's it for me. Good night, guys.